Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ngozi Talk Shows family. Sinomso here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. Sorry, guys, I'm late today. I was writing my exams, so I had to make sure that I leave everything and correct some mistakes that I've made. So it's taken me an hour. And literally, I have not slept since yesterday. I've been at work all night writing my work. So hopefully I'm going to sleep. I had a 1 hour nap today, but that should be enough to keep me going until tonight. So I had a big exams to write, 8,000 words and some statistics and you name it. So that's done out of the way. So I'm here now. So the topic today is writing your own story. It's part 2. So if you've not watched part 1, you can go back to part 1 and watch part 1 is writing your own story is the critical component of how you are able to move forward with your life and live the life that you want. So it's very, very important to hold the pen. It's very, very important to be the creator of your destiny, the author of your story. We have too many writers in this world. So you can be your own writer of your own story instead of writing books, reading books for other people, written by other people. You can learn to write your own story, design your own life, how you want to live your life. Sometimes it can be really, really difficult to design your own story because we intend to look at what people think when it comes to life. So in reality, we don't have to worry about what people think. We need to worry about ourselves. So it's very, 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 very important to actually not to worry about what people think and just focus on what we want to do, how we want to live our lives and stuff. So it's very, very, very important. So that's what I will be talking about it. The first important thing, I'm just writing something here, appointment. The important thing to actually to remember when you want to write your own story is clarifying your values. Your values are very, very important. Your values are going to carry you through life. Your values, they help you to actually write your, they help you to create principles. Statistics. I need to make an appointment while I can remember. Okay, let me put that there so I can remember. Yeah. So your values, they help you to actually write your principles in life. So what are your principles in life? In order for us to live the life that we want, we need to understand our principles. We need to have principles in place. Once you have principles in place, then you'll be able to actually, then you'll be able to live your life how you want to live your life. So it's very, 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 very important to actually understand how important it is to actually live the life that you want. And also, when you have principles in place, and you need to understand your core values. Yes, we can, once you clarify your values, what are your core values? And then you prioritize them, prioritize those values as well. How do we actually prioritize our values. So first, to be able to actually prioritize your values, to clarify, to have clarity of your values first, we need to gain a clear of understanding what truly matters to your life. So this is the question that you need to ask yourself: what matters to me? And then make informed decision based on what matters to you. And then live a purposeful life. And the step-by-step to do that, you have to identify past moment of fulfillment. So when you had that moment in the past, the moment where you were so happy, the moment where you felt that your life is fulfilled. So what did you do different? So if you think that moment, and because that moment when you were happy, that is the time where you need to think about your values, and then take action and see whether your values align with what truly is important to you in your life. And you can ask yourself some questions like, what are you doing during those moments? What were you doing? What were you doing when those moments, when you felt more fulfilled, like in the past, when you reevaluate your life? What were you doing? Was it anything different that you did, or what aspects of the experiences made you feel fulfilled? So once you do that, because what happened is when we live a very, very busy life, this world is a past busy world. When people have children, they neglect their needs. So if you are somebody that you're one of those people who have children and you neglect your needs, you can put your hands up and say, yes, that is me. And we neglect our needs. Our desires don't matter anymore. We put our children first. And I've heard this so many times. Parents say, my children come first. For me, my children don't come first. God comes first in my life. And then me and my children and their father, we stand on the side along God, because he has to guide us through life. So my children, if my children were to come first, I wouldn't be able to look after them. So I need to make sure that my needs are fulfilled in order for my children to be really, really happy. So that's how I see life. I hear so many people that they get so miserable and they're like, my children, everything I do now, I dedicate everything to my children. Yes, we can dedicate everything to our children. We can show them love and show them that they mean the world to us, but we still have to put ourselves first in order to look after these beautiful children, in order for them to be happy, in order for them to live the life that they desire. So it's very, very, very important. So once you reflect on your values and then list your values, start by writing a list of the things that you believe that that you value the most, anything that comes into your mind without asking people, because we tend to think that people know better than us. Ask yourself. Those could be like a single word, praises, or it could be something that resonates with you. Don't worry about prioritizing. You can go back and edit your list. So, and then list The goal when we say write your values, the goal is for you to brainstorm everything and then you categorize and group your values. Put them in groups. Which group that comes first? Which groups that comes second? Because we have those values that we cannot compromise on them. It's like myself, like on Sundays, if you have a birthday party on Sundays, I'll come, but I come after church. I have to go to church. I go to church at 10:30 until 1. So I have to go to church and then after, because those are my values that is the one thing that is important to me, to go and be with God in just that moment. I don't want to miss the angels of God when they come to bless me and I'm not there. So those are my values. So you can write down yours. What are your values? What is important to you? Just group them and put them in groups, in categories, and don't worry about getting it right for the first time. You have to, because the values are something that make us, is something that we live by. Our principles, when we create our principles, it means we create our values. And also, once you organize them, prioritize them, please. Once you prioritize your values, it means you have come to a decision where you have made a decision that being the most important and so on, which means you have to do this. It means you have to do this. It has to be your decision and not anybody else. Once you prioritize the values, reflect on conflicts. It's very, very, very important. When you reflect on conflicts, this is maybe conflicts with each other. For example, value of adventure, that might clash with the value of security. When conflict arises, take some time to actually reflect how you can find a balance to compromise between these two values, because sometimes you may find that when you make a decision with that one conflict with that one. So it's very, very important to actually make sure that our values align with what we want, and then test them. Test your values. It's very, very important when you write your own story. It's very, very important to test your values. Does this value guide my decision and action? Because when you write your own story, when you design your life, there's got to be some guidance. Your values, they are who you become. When you make a decision, say, these are my values, these are my principles. Do I feel a sense of alignment and authenticity when I act according to this value? So you have to ask yourself, how do you feel? Do you feel like you compare your life to other people? By the way, we do not create values through comparison. We do not compare our life to other people. So when we create our values, we have to be 100% that everything aligns with our true authenticity, and then act according to this value that you created. And then, are you proud of living in accordance with this value? If you have written values and then you have these ones that are really, really important, and so based on your reflection in that moment, you have to refine your list of your values. It's okay to have smaller set of core values. Is very, very, very important, and revisit them, update list every now and then. Once you have your values in place, create principles of life. The reason why we need to create principles of life is very, very, very important to create our world. When we create our world, the people that visit that world, they have to align with our values. If you look at the Bible, Jesus has his own 10 commandments. On his 10 commandments, he says, is written them, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. So he's written his commandment, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. He's written all these commandments, and writing those commandments, that's his character, that's his image. So when you are writing your principles, you are not writing your character, you are not writing your image, but you are creating your character. And your personality will come through that. There are some people who have different personalities because when they go to their friends, that friend, they behave like them because they're trying to fit in. When they go to meet that friend, they behave like that friend because they're trying to fit in. So make sure that your personality is in place. And once you have that beautiful personality and it aligns with your character, your true authenticity, and just everything, if everything is aligned with who you want to become, everything will just flow into place. So you don't need to worry about anything. If you have bad days, it's normal to have bad days. And also, once you have you made a decision, honor your decision, honor your core beliefs, and when you honor your core beliefs, they'll bring you closer to a life that reflects who you truly are. And forget about the noise. When we are designing our lives and we worry about what people think, do you think that we'll be able to actually do something and become who we want to become if we worry about what people think? To me, I don't think so. I don't think that if you design your own life and you worry about what people think, I personally don't think that you can design your own life. It will be possible to design your own life. I don't think so. But you can actually design your own life based on what you desire in life, based on what you truly want in life, based on the things that you love, and also based on who you want to become. So it is very, very, very important when you design your own life to actually understand who you want to become that moment. Once you understand who you want to become, then everything else will fall into place. And even life, it will be easy to design the life that you truly want. Because once you design the life that you truly want, once you design the life that you truly want, then everything else falls into place, automatic. And so just live the life that you want. Is very, very important to actually make a decision and create your values. And when you create your values, know that have maybe accountability partner. The reason why we need an accountability partner, it helps us to make the decision, to make the right decision when it comes to life. And once you make that decision when it comes to life, and once you make a decision, then you'll be able to do the things that you want to do unapologetic. Because if we don't live the life that we want to live, and you wouldn't be happy, you'll be miserable. So it's very, very important to actually live the life that we truly, truly want, by designing our principles and understanding that it is okay to actually have principles in place. It is okay to design the life that we want. It is okay to be the author of our destiny. It is okay to understand that if we don't create the life that we want, if we don't create the life that we want, we wouldn't be able to live how we want to live. So it's very, 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 very important to actually live your life based on what you truly desire when it comes to life. It's very, very important. And also is very important to create habits. And once we create habits, we get rid of the habits that we don't want, which is the habits, bad habit. Through reflection, then you can reflect and see the habits that don't serve you, and then you live your life. And once you do that, once you do that, then you create a quiet space. And is where you think without interruption. Have some quiet moment, and maybe take a notebook, or you can use a digital notebooks. Nowadays, the world is changing. Everything is becoming digital. Have that moment on your own and reflecting on things. And once you have that moment reflecting your things, having some quiet time, and then reflect on your life experience. Every time where you reflect on your life experience. When I'm saying reflect on life experience without blame, there are some people who love to blame. They love to blame their lives. They love to actually just go and just blame themselves for the things for no reason. So just live your life based on your desires and without blame on it. When we reflect, we are not blaming ourselves. If there's anything that we think we are not happy and we have contributed on that unhappiness, we have to create the skills so we can avoid that. I'm not sure if we can avoid problems. Problems will always come. And then the other thing is identify your beliefs. Once you identify your beliefs, ask yourself deeper questions. What do you stand for as a person, as a human being? What do you stand for? Once you understand what you stand for, you're not going to let anybody in your life enter and take advantage of you. What are your non-negotiable in life? Consider maybe things like such honesty, integrity, family, career, community, spirituality, personal growth. So once you have that, then again, you go back to your values. List them again, because you want to get it. You want to get in a place where you feel happy. And then you start creating them, whatever resonate with you. I mentioned prioritizing things, and then also embrace your core values. And now that you have defined your values, now you need to embrace them. Write down your guiding principles. What are the principles that guiding your life? Make a decision and take action that align with those values. And your core values will serve as a compass. They will help you make choices that can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life. And in that moment, if by any chance you feel like I have not followed my principles, don't blame yourself. And we learn from mistakes. Mistakes are not part of learning. They are not part of mistakes. They're part of us. It's a journey that we take. Learning, we're learning. So I mentioned setting aside, dedicating time. When you dedicate time, make you happy. What makes you happy in life? Think about, if I cannot make me happy, no one can. Some people say, if I'm happy when I'm in a relationship. In order for you to be happy in that relationship, that means you are happy within. So what makes you happy? Think about the activities, the experiences, the moment that brings joy to your life and happiness. And think about all these things. What are you passionate about? What's your passion in life? What are your strengths and talents? What's your talent? What do you envision for your future? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. Consider where you need to be in a short term and a long term, 2, 3 years, 5 years, 4 years time. But don't live in that 5 years, don't live in that 3 years, don't live in that year. Live in the present moment. Revisit your goals every now and then, but then live in the moment. Examine your past. When we reflect on our past experiences, we need to see who is in our lives. We need to see if we are growing through that process. Practice mindfulness. For me, is prayer. My prayer life is what makes me the person that I am today, with God on my side and taking action. Sometimes it might take time to discover what truly matters to you. That's fine. It may take time, just keep repeating your goals until you find what matters to you, and trust your intuition. When you trust your intuition, it means listen to your gut feelings. Your inner voice often knows what is more important to you. So trust, even if it takes time to recognize it. Meditate more in the Word of God. If you're a Christian, you can meditate more. If you are not a Christian, you can meditate using other things. I don't know, YouTube. They have lots of meditation, but if you are a Christian, meditate in the Word of God to activate your inner spirit man. Once you activate your inner spirit man, and then you can live the life that you want, is very, very, very important. That's why we have to reflect and see who are we becoming, and gather your materials. When we say gather your materials, I've mentioned earlier before, it could be pens, it could be instruments, it could be things that makes you happy, and start taking action. Start taking action and designing the life that you want. I don't know the life that you want, but all I know is the life that I desire for myself. And write down things, your insight, your thoughts, your mind. When your mind takes you to somewhere, write it down. Regularly review and revise is very, 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 very important. Very, very, very important. Prioritize your values and rank your core values is very, very important. Consider the impact of the decision, your environment, the decisions that we make in life, they will impact on how we are able to move forward. And once you know your values and everything, create a potential value statement, create a value statement that makes what makes you the person that you are in your life. And then you write that statement. That statement, it will help you every single day. You'll be able to actually look at that statement and see whether you live by your values. And also your values is a decision criteria, and it's very, very important. And it's very, very important to actually we spoke about addressing our conflict, gathering material, and set clear intentions. Very, very important. When you set clear intention, what do you hope to achieve through your values as a person, personal growth? And once you achieve, you know what you want to achieve, then write down your insight. And also, I've mentioned before, the prioritizing them, your values is very, very important. When we write our values, we have to, when we write a statement, that statement makes us who we are. The company has a slogan of its own. And when you go to church, they have a scripture that they use, that they live by. And when you go to somebody else's home, they have rules that children have to follow. And the principles, even the adults, they have to follow those principles as well, in order for the foundation to actually grow. We have to prioritize. We have to see what do we put in that foundation. So it's very, very important. Once you understand what you put in that foundation of your life, and you reflect on things, you have your statement. Now, if you have your own statement, your core values, making a decision, then you start living your life how you want, not how you expected. There are some people who live a life based on what is expected by family members. They don't want family members to judge them. Journaling is very, very important. When you journal, you self-reflect, you clarify your values. before making a decision, take a moment and clarify your intentions through those values, and ask feedback. I've mentioned that you could have an accountability partner, because when you're creating your values, it can be tough sometimes to actually live by your values. You will feel that maybe you're not good enough, but when you have an accountability partner, it will just take away all the stress that you could have, and have a vision board. A vision board is good for you. I have my vision board. Yes, everything that I have written there. So have your own vision board. Set your goals and that aligns with your values. Mindfulness, mindful communication, the words that we speak into our lives. Those words become things. So it is very, very important to, when we create our values and we make a decision that this is what is going to carry us through each and every day, create values, and you have a statement of life about yourself, and then you create your values. And when you create your values have to be based on you. They are non-negotiable. I'm not saying you go around and tell your spouse that I can't do this because of my values. True values that are created from your heart, they're not going to actually affect anybody. Because if there is a noise, sometimes people may say funny or say we don't recognize the person that you are becoming, is because people likes to control. They like to control other people, so cut the noise. Trust me, if you want to write your own story in an honest way, cut the noise. Once you cut the noise, you can live the life that you want. So it is very, 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 very important to cut the noise, and from people that are negative, and learn from your mistake, embrace your mistakes, stay open to growth. And once you stay open to growth, enjoy life. It's very, very important to enjoy life and stay flexible, seek support and accountability partner, monitor and track your progress without blaming yourself, and identify your strength, your weaknesses. And if you need to work on your weaknesses, that's fine. Give back and contribute to your community. And embrace. So I'm going to leave you with this. Embrace growth and the lifelong journey. Embrace it. Recognize that self-discovery and personal growth, personal development, it's a lifelong journey. It's not a journey where you feel good today and tomorrow you don't feel bad. No, it's a decision. Once your heart makes that decision, you are good to go. So live with grace, everyone. I gotta go to my daughter. She's filming, so I gotta go. I gotta take her after school. And live with grace, and God bless. I will see you guys tomorrow. And please go to my website, and if you're looking for love, register. And if you're looking for coaching, register. Yes.